Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Our video today, we're going to be talking about our home budget in Manila. We're going to be doing a home tour on another video, and we thought it'd be good to give you our budget, kind of walk through the different aspects of what we spend on rent, utilities, and different things. And that's coming up next. Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining us for our home budgeting here in Manila to walk you through different aspects of our rent and expenses. Rent-wise, we are paying how much every month?
50,000 a month.
50,000 pesos a month. We had looked at other locations, maybe beginning at maybe in the 30s to 40s. In fact, this originally was 40,000 pesos, but with the soundproofing they were putting in, you know, the owners did say we're going to have to bring the rent up 10,000 pesos, about $175 US extra. We figured it was worth doing it to have this particular house. And so we're paying 50,000 pesos a month, which is about $885, $890 US every month. And you'll see coming up on the slide, I'm going to bring up all the line item amounts so you can see our total budget as we go through every item. Utility wise, we do pay electric here. We're anticipating electric will be about 9,000 pesos a month. Water was running.
Yes, water is not really. It's probably 500 to 600 pesos.
Yeah, 500 to 600 pesos. Not even that much this past month. I don't know if it's going to go up, but we'll see what it goes up to.
It really depends on the consumption.
On the consumption.
Every month,
and that's with Aqualink here in our particular area. We do pay the HOA fees, which is another 800 pesos a month, and so the total of that together runs about 9,980 pesos a month for utilities, for the water, electric, and the HOA, which is a total of about $177 US. So that brings us to the next slide item would be cell, Wi-Fi, TV. We kind of put that together. I actually kept my US cell service with Spectrum, and just keeping that in mind, I pay on that Spectrum about 2,260 pesos, which is about $40 a month to be able to get my messages from the US, get logged into my banking, which I was not able to do to get my passwords and the secured connections and different things like that. So I kept my US number. And then I got a smart eSIM that was in addition on my phone. So I can just it's not a hard SIM, it was an eSIM. So I can just click on my phone between my Philippines number and swap it out depending on what I want to have on there. My smart cell is 999 pesos a month, which is about $18 that it runs for that. I also have a Smart Bro, which is a hotspot that we travel with in case we don't have Wi-Fi or internet. That runs 799 pesos a month, which is about $14.40 US. I also, Lee, I added in their Netflix, which is about 449. We use that quite a bit.
Yes, we do.
449 pesos, and then I added another about 300 pesos a month for streaming movies and things like that. Occasionally we'll stream a movie that's not on Netflix. So the total of that particular category, cell, Wi-Fi, and TV, comes to 4,340 pesos a month, which is about $76, about $77 US every month for all of that, for all the cell service in everything that we have. Next item, big item, is groceries. And you know, from my viewpoint, I love shopping for groceries in the Philippines because it's much cheaper. Not only do we have, we've been going to SM Market occasionally, but it is a Save More that we have that has groceries. But we also have a local market that in our e-bike, which is how long is the e-bike ride to go to our local market?
5 minutes.
5 minutes. That we can be at the local market, fresh fish, fresh fruits, vegetables, and a wonderful experience. And we'll kind of take you on a tour of that probably one of these days. But groceries, we're estimating about 19,500 pesos per month for a family of three. That comes out to about $345 per month US. But you feel like we're going to probably bring that down a little bit?
Yeah. Yes. Well, again, it depends on what we get every month. This week we had ribs, and so that's
Your
yeah.
prawns, your favorite,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So about 19,500 pesos a month. Dining out. Dining out has been a little bit high for us because we've done quite a bit of travel. I've actually moved some of that down into the travel budget that I'm going to explain here in just a minute. But dining out, we're budgeting probably about the same right now, about 19,500 pesos a month, which is about $345 US. Some of our favorite places, I mean, we like to occasionally go to the Mall of Asia, go into MOA, and we might, what are our favorite restaurants? We enjoy Texas.
We enjoyed, yes, Texas
For steaks, Roadhouse.
House and Japanese restaurants.
Japanese restaurants, Italianis.
Italianis and the steak.
Oh, what is the name of the steak? Yeah, we came across a Japanese steakhouse, Yapari, and but they serve it on a hot lava rock, and they put a bib on you. And Lee loves putting a bib on me every time we go out to Yapari. And because it's sizzling, I mean, it's still sizzling all over. The steaks are incredible. So that's one of our favorite places. That amount is for a number of dinings,
yes.
Because normally Yapari, we may spend maybe 2,500 pesos, might be $35 for steak dinner for three of us. So we're talking about in 19,500, we're talking about, a number of times that, maybe a couple times a week. I would say at least two or three times a week on dining out. Next category we have is transportation. Now for us, we don't have a car. We've been using Grab. Grab is like Uber, Lyft in the US, and it's been fabulous. And when I originally came to Manila, my first 2 months I was staying at Shore, Pasay City, and I would take a Grab everywhere. So normally a normal Grab from Shore, the condos where I was staying, to go over to Mall of Asia might be 100 pesos, which is not even a couple dollars. And so we use Grab still quite a bit to go to different locations, to go shopping, to go out to dinner. Go to church. We've had a big Grab week on healthcare, which I'm going to do a separate video on medical. But we've had a couple of visits to Makati Medical Center that made Grab go up. But we are budgeting about 9,000 pesos a month, which is about $159 US. Now, as we go through the budget, I should have mentioned this right at the beginning. As we go through this budget, I hear a lot of expats sharing their budgets, and they're doing a great job. I mean, many are talking about how you can live on 1,000 US, maybe 1,500 US, at the most 2,000 US, and that's great. If they're able to do that, more power to them, and that's awesome. They're able to live on that. But as we go through our numbers, especially down in the dining out and groceries, you're probably looking at some of those numbers and thinking, we don't spend that much. We can do a lot better. Maybe you're spending more. This is just for us.
Yes. This is how we comfortably living.
Yeah, I mean, we're not skimping. We don't overspend, but we're not checking every time our account, every time we want to go get something to eat. So this is not in any way being lavish, I don't believe, and I think you'll be the judge of that at the end of the total, at the end of that. But I want you to keep that in mind. This is what we're doing. This is our lifestyle. Yours may be different, maybe lower, maybe higher. And then you can take, and I probably will go ahead, I'll mention this, I'll prepare a blank budget worksheet for you to be able to download. We'll put that in the comments down below at the end of the video, where you can download it. You can put in all your expenses every month. It'll transfer over to a summary table for 12 months in a year. And so I'll attach that. You can download that for your use also. But transportation, Grab, we're thinking about 9,000 pesos. It's been much higher this last month. Because of our trips to Makati Medical Center. We do occasionally go to BGC, to go to Victoria BGC, to go to church there on Sundays, go out to lunch. So on average, we're thinking it's going to be around 9,000 pesos, about $159 US. Next section, shopping, clothes, some of the shopping we do on Lazada. And we're averaging, we're going to say that we're going to be around 14,000 pesos a month. Been a little bit higher because we've moved into the house.
Yes.
And we've had some necessary things we've needed for the home.
Yes, we bought few things for the kitchen. Like cooking wares and stuff.
Good.
So yeah.
So about 14,000 pesos a month. That's about 248 US per month we're spending on that.
But that's not going to be every month.
That's not going to be every month.
That's just one time.
One time. So we feel like that's going to be much lower on average. The next category, big one for me, is visas. A little bit of insurance in there too, but visas. You know, when you fly into to the Philippines for the first time, you have a automatic 30-day visa coming. Now, you do have to have a flight going back out. You have to show that you're going to be going out on a flight within that 30 days to show that you've already got that ticket. And we'll probably give you some resources. There's Onward, I think it's onward.com. There's some other resources where if you don't get a round trip ticket, you can actually go to Onward, purchase an actual ticket that will be utilized for you to be able to show if they ask for it. They don't always ask for it. They did not ask me if I had an Onward ticket when I arrived in the Philippines, but it is required to have an Onward ticket that's showing that you're going on after 30 days. And then I immediately applied for a 29-day extension that comes pretty automatically. And then after that comes other extensions, normally about every 2 months. And I've actually been going into the immigration office at Manila. I will give you a heads up, Tuesdays are the best day to go to Manila, to the main immigration office. Thursdays are probably the worst day to go. I found that out when I went there on a Thursday morning, but it's pretty quick. And normally you're going to get extended, normally maximum maybe 2 months. My next visa I'm going to do on the long stay visa, but there's a few more requirements that I did not have when I applied the last time. So my current visa ends actually next month in September, so I'm going to have to renew it. Hopefully on the long stay visa, which actually now goes to 6 months. So I'll be working on that. Normally the cost for getting my visa every month, I've budgeted. Actually, the budget for visa and insurance, I'm putting in about 2,800 pesos a month, about $50 US. There is, and it's been spoken of, most immigration offices are doing a expedite cost where you can expedite and get your visa while you're still there. So that expedite cost, I think, is running about 2,000 pesos. And what I'm finding, it's no longer optional. They're charging it whether you want to stay or come back, either way. So that's what I'm hearing from other expats, that they're charging the 2,000 extra pesos automatically. A lot of people are complaining about it. Can I just say, just pay it? I mean, just pay it and be done with it. I mean, 2,000 pesos is maybe $35, somewhere in that range US. So, and that covers, your extension for 2 months. So it's not that much. Just pay it, be done with it, and get your visa taken care of. The next category is health and medical. Actually, the last week, that's been a pretty big one. There's a couple of options that as expats that I looked at before I came to the Philippines. I actually still have my Medicare, full coverage, Advantage Medicare back in the United States. If I have anything major, we'll jump on a flight, we'll head back. So that is still in place. I had looked at Philippines putting a pesos plan in place. And I'll give you a little bit of detail at the end of the video about who to contact for the pesos plan. I looked into that. I actually applied for the pesos plan. It was going to run me around $200 US, somewhere in that range per month, which many of you will know that's great compared to medical insurance in the US. But once I applied for it, there were so many exclusions the first year, it just didn't make sense. After I kind of looked through it, it didn't make sense to do that. So I actually decided to self-insure while I'm here in the Philippines as I'm starting out. And so I've had actually 3 visits, I think now. to healthcare, which we'll do that in another video. We'll give you all the details on that, what the issue was, what the charges were, what the costs were, doctor's visit, Makati Medical Centers where we've been. Two medical centers that are really well known for expats, St. Luke's in
Makati Medical Center.
and Makati Medical Center. St. Luke's is in BGC, Makati is in Makati, in the city of Makati. So we'll talk about that at another time. But ongoing, I'm actually going to budget for us, Lee's taken care of on her insurance, but I'm going to budget 10,000 pesos a month. That's about $177 US. That's just, now you'll see when I do my medical, we'll do a medical video to show how much we've spent in about a month period. So we've spent quite a bit. It's going to be around $500 or $600 US. So I'm just saying on average, I'm budgeting about 10,000 pesos a month, about $177 US to cover health and medical. That's cash out of my pocket. So normally I'm paying cash when I go. Some things I can put on my Wise Visa. The doctor's visits are normally going to be pesos cash. Let me just tell you what I do. My banking consists, number one, of my Wise. I got a Wise debit card, and that's where I do all of my transfers. All of my monies are deposited in the United States, my Social Security every month. I have found Wise to be the best option for me because I deposit everything in the US and then I make transfers, and they're instant transfers within a matter of seconds. And then I'll transfer that, convert it into pesos at a very low rate I have found through Wise. In addition to that, I also got a cash management card on my Fidelity retirement account. The reason I chose Fidelity, I know Schwab also offers one. The benefit of Fidelity and Schwab is they reimburse ATM fees. Whatever the ATM fees are, they'll reimburse it. Now, normally when you go up and take cash out of BDO or China Bank, any ATM, I normally start with my Fidelity card. Now, two things you got to make sure when you're doing a cash withdrawal. When you put your card in, number one, it's going to ask you, are the ATM fees going to be okay? It's normally about 250, 350 pesos. 250 would be maybe $3 to $4, somewhere in that range. I always, and I encourage you, you want to accept that if you do have a Fidelity Schwab account, because they're going to reimburse it to you. But be careful of this. The next screen that comes up will ask you, do you want them to do the conversion? You want to say no. Make sure you do with the withdrawal without conversion. Fidelity is going to do the conversion at the lowest rate. You don't want to have that local bank doing your conversions because normally it's going to be higher. So make sure you check yes, ATM fees, they'll be reimbursed, and then check no, do not do the conversion when you take your money out, so you don't have to have that cost added there. I also have a post office box back in the United States. Now I'm going to put a link for it in the video. I use iPostal. iPostal runs me about $10 a month for that service, where I have a box that all of my US mail can be delivered to. And then when I have mail, I'll get an alert. It'll come up on my app. I can actually look at who it's from, the letter who it's from, and then I can request to either have it trashed, or I can click on to open it and scan it, and then I can read what it is. If something comes from Social Security, Internal Revenue Service, I want to see what's in it, I can ask for it to be scanned. Then I can read it. Then I can put it in the trash and discard it after that. I'm going to budget about 850 pesos per month, which is about $15. So it's not a lot in that particular area. The next category for us, for me individually and now for us, is giving. Back in the U.S., I still have it being drafted, Tunnel to Towers, that I just want to continue to support our first responders, police, firefighters, military people in the U.S. Tunnel to Towers is a wonderful work that they do to supply housing, paying off mortgages for those in that particular situation. That runs about $23 a month. And then our church-related giving, I've got a total of 4,300 pesos per month. It's about $76 US per month. The last category, pretty large category because I put quite a bit of stuff in there, but I'm going to call it my laundry. I put laundry cost in there, but I put cash in there when I'm drawing cash. Now, many times when I'm drawing cash, we're kind of watching where we spend our cash, and I'll actually apply it up in the categories like groceries, dining out, tips, or whatever we're doing. But I'm adding a kind of a category down at the bottom, 12,500 pesos. It's about $221 a month for extra cash, maybe things that I'm not tracking to add in there. So when you add all of that up, the total comes to 156,770 pesos per month. US, you'll see it coming up on the screen, $2,775. Now again, that's for us. And I know there's a lot of budgets out there under $2,000. And of course, if you're out in the province, I was looking at a video with Carefree Chris, and they just moved into I think it was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home, and they're spending right around, I think, 12,000 pesos per month, which would be probably about $200, $210 per month. So again, you can do things a lot cheaper than what we're doing. So keep that in mind as we go through that. So another category I want to add in there that wasn't up above is really travel and vacations. The reason I wanted to keep it separate for this purpose is I think there's a lot of management of that we can do. Some months we may not be traveling. The last month has been a little bit maybe extra travel for us because of property that we bought in Bohol. So we've already been to Bohol for a week before. We're going to Bohol this Friday. So again, a little bit extra travel there. But I'm going to budget 34,252 pesos, which is $600 USD. That if we don't spend that, we're setting that aside to be able to do maybe some bigger trips. I've got family coming over. I'm excited about my sister, brother-in-law coming over in December, and we'll do some travels not only in the Philippines, but we're hoping to go to Thailand, spend some time in Thailand, so that amount will be there. So if you look at the grand total budget, 191,022 pesos, which is $3,375 USD. So again, thank you for joining us. We've enjoyed sharing with you our budget here in Manila. You can go down in the comments. I'll put a download link for my Excel spreadsheet. If you'd like to be able to download, our budget will be in there also. And then you can change the figures for your particular budget when you come to the Philippines. So thanks for joining us, and thanks for being here. And you want to share what at the end?
Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe.
Have a great day, everybody.
Bye.